Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Episode 101. Episode 101. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the building. I hope you guys enjoyed your little vacation. What's going on, everybody? Tyson Batts, Mr. Lloyd, what's going on? Money Stay Woke, Bruce Cole. I really hope you guys enjoyed your family this Christmas, this New Year's. It's going to be a very long year. The year goes by quick, but it's going to be a long year. A lot of trades are going to be made by you this year. And it's really important that you spent this, couple days of vacation and these weekends really studying what you want 2017 to be. What do you really want 2017 to be? It's been 100 episodes now. I planned it perfectly because I wanted it to end just toward the new year at that solid number, because it's very symbolic, those solid numbers, you know what I'm saying? But Ja Warrior, what's up, man? Bruce Cole, Random Pen, Rick Houston, Bruce Cole, Gary the truck driver. What's going on, Gary? Yes, indeed. Spartan Financial, what's good? Mag 3690. How you doing, Miss Harrell? How are you? Yes, people slowly coming into the room. Let's start 2017 off right. I really hope you guys had a really good trading day. Let's go ahead and get the show started here. I hope you guys had a really good 2017 trading day, first trading day of 2017. Markets were hot, man. Markets were really hot. Are we already on that bullshit already? Are we on this bullshit already? Let me see here. Let me see. Can y'all can see me, right? You guys know the devil's always at work, man. The devil's always at work. But me, it's my fault too, man, because I be going hard on my computer all day. I be going so hard on my computer all day, man. So I wouldn't even be surprised if it's having some stream issues, because I be going so hard on this computer all day, trading, doing some other things, family, friends, Skyping all day. So I go hard on this thing. I wouldn't even be surprised. What's going on, Chevy Nova? Cali Girl, how are you? Jeff Horn. Yeah. But what I'm trying to wonder is if you guys had took my advice and jumped on that Bitcoin, man. I've been trying to tell y'all for the last 2.5 weeks about this Bitcoin, and some people don't listen, man. Some people don't listen. BTCS. I told BTCS, if you watch the show, I said it. It wasn't doing anything. It was flat. It was flat. And sure enough, I'm looking at the chart for Bitcoin taking off, and the stock itself isn't really doing much. I'm like, okay, this is about to get pumped, man. Let me see here if it's taking off here real quick. I know I got that BTCS. I already knew it was about to take off, man. And sure enough, it put up some stupid ass numbers today, man. That was some retarded numbers. I'm talking about the stock. IDXG was dead wrong for that move. Why do you say that, Money Stay Woke? IDXG. Let me go here. And by the way, this is BTCS today. On the screen there, 133% gain today on the stock. 133% gain. Easy $2,200. For me on that one. But again, 2.5 weeks. I mean, the stock was pretty much a dud. You wanted to catch it right here, man. This is from the 15th up until the 28th is where you really wanted to catch it. And I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm going to move on. But Bitcoin crossed 1,000 on the chart. Now, some people say it doesn't matter. I think it's a big deal because Bitcoin is becoming, big deal in China. It always has been. Kind of always has been, but it's slowly becoming the go-to way to perform serious transactions in China. So shout out to people who trade Bitcoin, people who traded that stock, who got in there and saw, hey, man, this has been pumped several times. I better jump on to this. Mr. Lloyd, what's going on? You're in the building, man.
What's going on, Sal? Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes,
hey,
indeed.
man, it's a new year.
Yes.
I got some dilemmas this year, and actually I'm taking that downgrade in a couple of weeks, so I'm preparing my mind for these options. And like I told you last time I called in, man, I'm glad that I went through the penny stock phase and the Nasdaqs and stuff, because I felt like it prepared me for options. And what I mean by that, it allowed me to have better self-control. Because, with penny stocks, boy, you buy all, it's like going to the damn candy store. You know how you got that Snickers over there?
Yeah.
Shit, they got the new candy bar. You know what I'm saying? You go grab it, and you look over the other side, and you see the other candy. And so now that I'm, living in the candy store, I'm able to control myself and eat with you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got a couple of plays, man, and actually I'm going to keep an eye on this GDX.
Okay.
And
GDX is the ETF, right? I think that's the
correct.
Okay, yeah. I actually like them because right now, like today, I traded the SPY, SPY. I love the ETFs because not only are they liquid, but they're not susceptible to the bullshit that stocks are. You know what I mean? People releasing, their ideas, or hey, you should short this, or earnings, or any kind of expectations like that. I mean, obviously you got to make sure the sector is doing what you want it to do, but for the most part, as you trade during the day, you're pretty much just chart reading, and then I like that. I like that.
Right. Man, I was so disappointed in myself this morning because I had an option. I mean, I woke up this morning, I had to decide, okay, should I get Baidu or should I just go ahead and see if I can get a quick, 3-day push on this GDX? And so, because I could have had Baidu this morning. Now, I'm only trading with $200 because I got most of my money tied up in other stuff. So I've been playing with this $200. And so you guys that don't have large accounts, I've only used my remaining balance, which is 133. So now I'm up to 292 with that. So
now, Mr. Lloyd, tell them what the broker are you using, by the way.
So I'm using TD Ameritrade, and you guys, I feel like you need to have a lot of money to trade. You don't, but I recommend you learn how to read charts and just not look at numbers and have 1,000 indicators on your page, because all it's going to do is confuse you. And just throw your trading off. So once you get a set pattern, man, just test it out. Look at past trades. TD is really good with has that the on demand, so you can go back and set up your indicators to see if it was accurate or if you played it right. Yeah. So I mean, I'm at a point of maturity now to where I'm very conservative, and my goal is just like that GDX last week, is to catch them at 7 cents and to ride it to however it goes. And for example, with the GDX, for you guys that don't know options, I bought GDX at 7 cents a contract. 7 cents equates to $7. So I bought 10 contracts. So 7 times 10 is $70. I went downstairs 18 minutes later because I'm trading 30 minutes in a day before I go to work. I was at 21 cents, which equates to $210. Now, I'm kicking myself in the ass because when I got to work, it was up to 56 cents. So that equates to $560 off a $70 investment. And at the end of the day, it closed at 85 cents, which is $850 off of a $70 investment. Now, I only got $200, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because
that's okay. Yeah, because there's always another time, and that's the most important thing about investing is capital. The security of your capital, right, so that you can make more on that.
Right. And this didn't happen overnight, man. I mean, hell, I've been calling in for the last 100 shows, and I lost thousands.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I lost that because it just makes me feel so good knowing that I've learned so much from those losses. So, and I'm still able to trade. So I didn't basically, lose everything and just kind of give up on it. So
now, Mr. Lloyd, when you're trading, I don't know if I remember asking you this, but are you mostly in the money, at the money? Where are you mostly, when you're looking for a position to get in at?
So typically when before I get into a trade, I'm looking at the ATR, which is the average true range, because it kind of gives you an estimate on how much that stock is going to move. Sometimes when we get into the stock, we have this high expectation when we see a large candle that is going to move $5 or $6, when in reality it's only going to move 10 cents. And so if the average true range is 80 cents or $3, I'm going to go out of the money, which is those penny stocks, those penny options, and hope based on the candle pattern and from what I've learned in the past that it will surpass my, as far as what I, my price target. Now, I've only invested in small amounts, $70, and with options, you never lose more than what you put in. So I like the risk to that. Yeah. However, I think once I get a consistent gains like today, GDX, I'm up $50. This is going to be a 3-day hold. So, but if I do,
so it's a 3-day hold. Where are you at though? I'm just kind of curious. What's your?
So this morning, let me just double check. So this morning I put 100. And now remember, the only thing I don't like about option, man, it cost me $34 to go in. No, excuse me, $17 to go in and $17 to go out.
Yeah, the slippage is absolutely ridiculous. I mean that killed me this morning when I sent you that what I'm going through on that. I mean, this is absolutely crazy how they eat up your gains like that.
Right. So I have to equate it. Put everything into factor everything in. When I made the first gains, I only had $100 after all that taxes and everything else. So I needed to hold a little bit longer or get something that's more, that's going to push a little farther. So, so what's the question you asked me?
Well,
in the money, out the money. Okay.
You got a 2-week hold on GDX.
This would be This is a 3-day hold. So
3-day hold. Excuse me.
Yeah, basically from my chart style, I can hold this for 3 days, and so I'm hoping to get my price target up to 23.25 by Friday. So if it doesn't, it's okay, but I'm going to take my profits sooner or later. So this morning, Baidu, man, I was kicking myself in the ass. I could have bought 2 contracts at 90 cents, but I didn't want to spend that 180 for 2 contracts. And so here it is. I'm sitting in the car, and next thing I know, I see $1 gain. Then I see $2 gain, $3 gain. By the time I got to work, it was up to like $4.79 gain in that day. $4.79 can you just imagine on 2 contracts on what
Wow.
$4.79 would equate to? But like I said, the good thing is recognizing it, being able to find these things, and I mean that's the hardest thing, is being able to find it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I still love penny stocks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, since I'm converting over to
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'm
Yeah.
you know, I'm converting over to the options thing too, because I've become a believer too after some of these wins. I mean, on little bit of money, man. I mean, $500,
Right.
$600 positions, incredible returns. But yeah, I got to do something with the commissions. I mean, this is a play that I made. This right here on the screen. This was 15 contracts on. It was 3 moves total. And they were kind of going sideways. I just wanted out, and I had spent $77 on 3 moves, man. And it's just,
wait a minute. So you bought how much?
15 contracts total for that right there.
So 15, and how much? And how much were the? How much was the man?
It was an Apple contract and then 2 SPY contracts. And after closing, all the positions, they were kind of going against me. Well, 2 were going right, and then 1 was kind of going off. I just like, okay, let me just get this and run and reassess some things. I ended up, you know, spending over $77 in commissions, and you know, it was like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So it ate practically my gains. So yeah,
But that's about right. I mean, $17 in and $17 out. So if you went in and out for 4 trades, that's what it should equate to.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. But still, that's too high, don't you think? I'm thinking.
Right. You're absolutely right, and that's why I want to focus on finding stocks like GDX and catching it at 2 cents, to where you can make that $6,000, and that $34 won't hurt you. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I can't day trade options like that unless you're accumulating a lot of money. I mean, if with this, you know, $400 or $500, I mean, I possibly can do it. It just depends, but I don't like to, because we know it's expensive.
Yes.
So I do want to share one option play with you, and BIDU, and I'll tell you why I like this. So Baidu is BIDU.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back into the pennies in just a second. I don't want anybody to think we don't do penny stocks here anymore. Trust me.
I'm all about pennies, man.
Yeah, we're all about pennies here. BTCS. Shout out to all the people who took advantage of BTCS. I told you it was going to run, and it made that run, man. Shout out to everybody who jumped on that. But yeah, go ahead, Mr. Lloyd. Talk to us about that.
All right. So the 1 hour chart had a double bottom this morning, and so my price target initially was 167, and so it closed at 168. So I mean, I was supposed to get out a lot earlier if I got in this morning, but it surpassed what my price target was. So do I think Baidu has another day into it? I think we're going to get one more move out of it, but the options are very expensive, man.
Because I mean the volatility is very high, man. You know, these options are priced by the amount of volatility. If they're very volatile, they cost more. You know what I'm saying? So if they're not as volatile, then they're very, very cheap. So I don't know, man. Maybe, but Baidu way too expensive for me, man. You're looking at least a decent return. You're looking to put down at least $1,000.
Right. I do have a penny play for you. CVSI. So CVSI, I've been in that shit for months. After that, I bought at 60 cents, and next thing I woke up, it was down to 30. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to stay up in here.
Okay.
It looks like it's turning back bullish again on the hour chart.
Okay.
And I got the 2 moving averages crossing, so the shorter moving average crossing the longer moving average basically tells me it's become bullish. So definitely I'm looking forward to getting, I think I got like $1,900 sitting in this from 60 cents.
Okay.
So I lost a lot of money in this, but it's going to go back, and I'm going to get my money so I can start focusing on these options.
Okay.
So yeah, other than that, man, I mean, everything is. Oh, since we didn't have no Friday show, man, I at least got to tell you something, man.
Go ahead.
So for you guys that are young and feel like your mom should move in, don't do it. Unless your mom is old or has Alzheimer's, just don't do it. I had to put an eviction notice on my mom's door today.
What? Man,
right.
You're going to evict your mom. Where's she going to go?
But here's the problem. If somebody's living in and basically her boyfriend didn't pay rent this month. Oh. So I can't take care of no grown ass man.
See, I think you need to sit down and have a conversation with them, man. I mean, that's crazy, man.
It can't be no conversation involved, man. I don't. Matter of fact, he knocked on the door yesterday with that look on his face, like, man, Christmas time is here and I don't got my rent. I don't have time for that. You know, I shouldn't have to beg somebody to pay some damn rent. So, anyways, yeah, man. I mean, I hear what you're saying about, but if your mom was disrespecting your wife.
See, now when you say it like that, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Right. But I mean, I don't know. For me, I just feel like everything can, everything can be ended with a conversation. Sometimes it's about, taking your mom outside or taking her out to eat and sitting down and calmly saying, starting the conversation off, hey, mom, I love you and blah, blah, blah. And then getting into, the deep stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, have you done that? I mean, have you really?
Man, I've had conversations in the past, but what bothers me is that you got this grown-ass man in here. Let me tell you something. When she first met him, she told me that he was too educated to work. And I'm thinking to myself, you raised me, and now you tell me you got some man in this house that is too educated to work? Well, I said, what kind of shit is that? So, I don't know, man. You know what? To protect myself, just in case because you can't just, as much as I want to, when I come home in the afternoon, the fucking bass is in the walls booming and shit, and then somebody ain't paying no bills, you'll get upset. Yeah. If somebody living underneath your roof and is not paying nothing and using your utilities, oh, man, it's going to piss you off.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so if my mom's going to be sleeping on the bridge, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
However, this is a wake up call that I'm serious. So you need to eat some humble pie and not. I've asked nicely, and I think the whole situation that tore it off was I asked her to move her car because my wife couldn't get out the driveway, and she basically said, tell her to come down here in my face and tell me to move the car. I said, okay.
Man,
no, it's time for you to go. So if you ain't working and paying no bills, and all you had to do was move your car forward, oh, no, I'm not about to get into arguments. You just going to have to go.
Now, Mr. Lloyd, are you the only child?
I am, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, I see it now, yeah.
Yeah, so I know I can't kick my mom out, man, but, it is, if when you get married, and you have to decide between your mother or your marriage, mom's going to have to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand that I came up the coochie and all, but the problem is, when you got two women living in the house, and your mom's still acting like the hen, like you growing up, you can't have that once you get, married, man, because it's not the same. So, growing up, it was different because you had to live with your mom, but I'm hoping that, I feel like this guy has used my mom, but however, I just, as much as I want to just say something, I can't.
Yeah.
So hopefully this would be a wake-up call for them, like, hey, I'm serious, because I was so pissed off, man. I put a damn, I grabbed the for sale sign from another yard and posted it in the yard and told them I'm selling the house immediately.
I mean, if that's what it takes, Mr. Lloyd, I mean, again, I don't want to beat the dead horse, but, man, just to have a grown-ass man in your house living off you, you know what I'm saying? And I know you got to feel some kind of way, this man sitting in your house eating, your food,
well, and
your electricity.
I got an apartment in the house, so I mean, I rarely see them. But however, when you got somebody that's,
but he's there.
Right, you know he's there because you hear the music in the walls, and it's like, okay, I'm busting my ass hearing people bitch every day, and I come home and I'm hearing some loud ass music. It's time for everybody to get the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
So that's all, man. Since we have no Friday show, I know everybody's like, damn, what the hell is going on? I just had to get my vent off. But so CVSI is my penny play. Okay. It's a little slow. I think hopefully with this election here, or not election, the inauguration, that we may get some movement back into the marijuana stocks. But I probably will never get back into CVSI once I get my gains out of here at 60 cents. Baidu and GDX are some good short-term option plays, possibly on the weeklies, and I wouldn't say anything longer than that because I don't play anything longer than weeklies.
Got it.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks, Sal, for everything, brother. I really got to give you the credit, man, for introducing me to these pump and dumps.
Yes, indeed.
I got beat up, but it was a good lesson, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd. I know I love your contributions, man. Appreciate it. Keep it coming.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd, for the call. Shout out to Connor. I see Connor, Mr. Options himself in the chat room. Changed up the whole show, introducing us to options. I'm falling in love with it. I'm falling in love with it. Great call from Mr. Lloyd, man. Still dealing with the situation with his moms, man. You know what I'm saying? Got that man, using his mom, dude. You got vultures out here, man. Vultures in the hood. And Mr. Lloyd don't even live in the hood, but just, dudes with that hood mentality, you know what I'm saying, sucking the life out of people. Vultures in the hood, man. Yeah, Sam Wolf, I have E-Trade Pro, man. I have E-Trade Pro. But that's not what I'm using right now. I'm using TradingView. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. It's getting heavy in here, man. It's getting kind of heavy in here. Jamal Lewis, what's good, man? What's good? No more weeklies. More PC said time decay. Yeah, that's time decay is a big deal. You got to remember weeklies come on Thursday and they typically expire the next Thursday, right? Or is it Friday to Friday? I want to say it's Thursday to Thursday, or is it Friday to Friday? I'm not sure, to be exact. But I like to, when it comes to options, I'm just playing support and resistance on the SPY, and I'm only holding for about like 40 minutes. So I'm scalping, but I'm taking larger positions now, taking larger moves. So larger positions. And it's so liquid, and the spreads are like 1 to 2 pennies, bro, on SPY and GDX and the Qs. The spreads are, so close that a powerful move, you're talking about 20, 30, 40% within, 5 to 7 minutes. Sometimes more than that, 40, 50, 60%. So I'm just playing support and resistance on SPY. In fact, that's the only one I'm playing right now. And in the morning we had that huge run up, and I timed the top. Gave out at 22.17 for a good return. But again, like Mr. Lloyd, I wanted to cut him off when he said he closed too early, because I did the same thing. The stock, continue to go south. Excuse me. That's the other day. This is today. There we go. And it went against me. Continue to go down. I'm like, okay, I know we opened up higher. I'm not sure we're gonna actually get back to where we opened at, right? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Connor in the house, man. He's the one who brought it all up. For real, how far am I way? Far, Morgan. I'm not that close. I'm not that close. Still several 100,000 away. Q de Mayo. IDGX. What? I mean, didn't IDXG get halted? I heard it got halted or something today. And then I tried to short it. I tried to short IDXG today. I tried to short the stock today. And they wouldn't give me any shorts, man. In fact, I actually sent them, let me see here, IDXG, but they wouldn't hit me up. They actually sent me back and they said it was hard to borrow or some crap like that. And if I wanted to make the trade, then I was going to have to call and do a broker assisted trade. I would have to do a broker assisted trade, but broker assisted trades, if you do a broker assisted trade, you also have to call back in to sell it. So you got to make sure that they're going to be on the line. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how the whole time is going to be and all that shit. So broker assisted trades, man, that's real old school shit. That's real old school shit. And the way these, this is a low float stock, man. You do a broker assisted trade, they put you on hold. This is a low float. This shit goes against you. You could be fucked. You can get fucked in that, man. This is a low float stock. So I don't even know if I would jump in on the short look, after I've done a little bit more research on it. I would even give it another day, honestly. I would probably give it another day. Yeah, Optionetics talks about, Optionetics, the 9-hour DVD that we gave here, Optionetics, it's a little dated in terms of how long they want you to hold options for. But obviously, we know people are doing the weeklies now. So just change it up a little bit. For the most part, at the end of the day, when it comes to getting your mind around what options are and how you can win with options, it does the trick. You said you wouldn't be surprised if IDXG is up to $20 tomorrow? I don't know about $20. Broker assisted trades are $30. Yeah, they're expensive. Connor, you said you scalped it a couple times on the way up today. All right. What's going on, Richie Rich? Tasty trade. Yeah, I'm looking to get into that tasty. Is it tasty? It's not tasty trade, but they're coming out with a new brokerage account. Have you guys seen that? It's called Tasty something else. I always like to test these things out, just to see how, they work and whatnot. It's not called Tasty Trade. I call it Tasty Works. There we go. It's called Tasty Works. Let me see if I can pull it up. Tastyworks.com. Yeah, there it goes. And just to show you guys the pricing, this is supposedly what they want to price it at. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but it's very bold, man. It's very, very bold. So it's going to be $1 per contract, $5, unlimited shares, and then it's going to cost you no money to close any trade. So you only pay to buy into your position, to go into your position. When it comes time to close your trade, you don't pay any commissions on it. It's commission free to close your trades. Tasty Works. Yeah, I signed up for the email supposedly you're going to get when they're ready to actually launch it. So we'll see if it's legit. I mean, I'm not going to move the whole thing over there, but you whatever their minimum is, if it's $500 or no minimum at all, just send a couple $100 there and see what it's about. The only problem is that when I look at Tasty Trade, it's so fucking complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's got ticker, like got little bars, and I hope it's just not complicated, man. I hope it's not complicated, because Tasty Trade, their little thing that they got going on is complicated as hell. ABHB. All right, so just want to keep you guys abreast on that. That's Tasty Works. That might be something you want to keep an eye on and see what's happening with that. All right, so let's get into these pennies. ABHB for 10% gain today. Amplify Bioscientists. I see you were all over this one, Jamal Lewis. Yeah, that's a nice chart today. Here's the daily chart. Not bad. Let me see what it looked like for the minutes. Not bad. I mean, it looks not, that's a decent chart for a one-day move. All right, 10% gain today. Nice, decent volume. Like to see that grow a little bit more. But average volume for the day, though. I think the most disappointing move was MJNA, man. I don't know if we had a large buyer just give up or what, but MJNA just completely shitted on people today. I mean, completely shitted on people today. I don't know where this came from. I have no idea where this came from. It was something that I didn't expect. Obviously, way oversold. You had to buy that dip. I wasn't even looking at it at the time. It did find its recovery. Obviously, smart money was all over that at 13.50. What is that? 14? About 14? 14. And then it got all the way up to touching 17 cents. 144 million shares traded. That's a lot of money in MJNA today. But very, very disappointing day for MJNA, man. Very disappointing. That kind of came out of nowhere. Caught people off guard, but I think now we're still a bit oversold. I think MJNA could come back to touch 17. Definitely not by the end of this week or so, but I think it is a decent hold over the next couple days. Yeah. Yeah, that was a beautiful bounce. That was a beautiful bounce, man. That was a beautiful bounce. 772 Treasure Hunter, what's up, man?
What's happening, Sal? Have a happy New Year and all that good stuff, kind of thing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What you got for us today, man?
Yep. Let's see. I made a nice little lick on salt today. SCLT.
ACL. You said
SLASALT. There it is.
Okay, salt. Scorpio bulkers. Now, what? This is this is one of those offshore shipping companies. Now, this is the one that's interesting because it doesn't run when the other ones are running. But all of a sudden, it shot up today. Was there any reason why? Let me see, because I don't see here in the what was the reason why it shot up today.
Not too for sure. Let's see, that and Ford, but that's not really the main reason why I call. I want to squeeze this one in too. I don't know why Lord Lord even tripping, man, about his mom's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because he making all this money in the stocks, man. He can afford having that grown man stay in that house. He might as well stop tripping. Nah, I'm just fucking with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want no man in my house living off me. But look, your opinion's your opinion, I guess.
Nah, I just fucking with him. But nah, man. Well, I really want to say about my 00 play did pretty good today, bro. My 00 marijuana play, IVFZF. It woke up today.
You're gonna have to read that ticker again. IVF.
Yep, ZF.
ZF. Invictus. Okay, yeah, this is that. This is wow. Yeah. This. Okay, so here's the thing on this one. It's a low volume play. I think my chart's not even able to pull it up because it's so weird. There it is right now. But all right, so only 2,000 shares were traded today. So it looks like there's accumulation happening here. People buying large volume of the stock, somewhat large volume of the stock. I don't know, Treasure Hunter. I think
the 00, man. I gotta do is sit back, and camp on it. And I camped on quite a bit of shares. And like I said, I checked my account. I was like, what the? And sure enough, man, that 00 marijuana stock, I camped on it. Sure enough, it woke up.
Oh, so how many shares do you have in this? Because I'm thinking, how are you going to get out of this? I mean,
hey, well, one thing I learned, about the stocks in your show, don't cash all out at one time and shock the stock. You know what I'm saying? Just gradually do it. I'm not sweating it. I made some money on it, so I'm not, like, ooh. I'm gonna, cash out at one time. It's just, just camping on it. That's money. I wasn't even expected to actually blow up like it did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just camping on it. Just try to get it to 5 cents or $1. Some shit like that.
All right. So you're basically seeing what's going to happen. Maybe something can happen in the future.
Future. And like Lord did that INV whatever. That's
yeah. INNV. I remember that one too. Let me check that. Now that you brought it up, I want to. All right, so I had a rough day for INNV today, but okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. My little 00 man want to play, sit back, camp on it. I ain't trying to get rich overnight, you know.
Right.
To see what it does. Got, you know, quite a bit of shares over there. I'm sure other people got more than I do, but, you know.
Right.
Like I said, it's time to get in cheap, and I don't know how long it's going to be running, but,
Yeah.
you know, for that price at the time, man, you can't beat it, you know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the call, man.
In time, cousin. Keep up good work, man.
Shout out.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. So shout out to Treasure Hunter for the call, man. Still doing what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? These plays, they're so obscure. These penny stocks he comes up with, they're so obscure and just, you know, I'm like, who the hell is that? Like, I've never even heard of these tickers. But, you know, they're relatively low float, but he tends to win in the long run. You know, he'll mention a ticker and you'll forget about it, and then he'll bring it up 2 weeks ago, and the stock's up, you know, 200% since then, and you completely forgot about it. But his camping style works for him. It totally works for him. Yes, Lee Yu, thank you for bringing up Genesis Healthcare. Genesis Healthcare, for like 2 days, it went against us. It went against us, you know what I'm saying? For a little bit. Some people take profits, but I'm still a winner on Genesis Healthcare, man. We're back at it. Genesis Healthcare back to some winning ways. For 2 days, it went against us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But we held support, man. We held that 408, 409 support, and we're back to winning again, man. We're back to winning again. Genesis Healthcare, GEN, for the win, man. Long term. I'm in it long term. Genesis Healthcare for 5. Actually, my target is 525. My target is 525. But it's been a beautiful chart, man. You know, shout out to, you know, Donald Trump takes all the credit. But here's the thing about Donald Trump, and I got a video coming about him and Peter, I forgot his name, that I want to talk about. That, you know, if he's going to take all the credit for this run up, when it comes back down, and it will come back down, he's got to take a credit for the bear market too. So I'm going to be really interested in seeing how Donald Trump handles, you know, the pressure when shit doesn't look so good anymore. That's where we're going to see his real character. Now that everything's running great, you know what I'm saying? We're reaching all new highs. 20,000 is around the corner. I want to see what is he going to say when shit becomes bearish. When shit becomes bearish. All right. What else is hot right now? You guys gave me Genesis. Yeah, we talked about Genesis. What else is hot? Somebody give me a ticker. CHIT. CHIT ran hot last week. Yeah, it's kind of going. Yeah. I mean, it's just going through the OTC cycle, man. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about these OTC stocks, you know, day 3 tends to be, unless it's an incredible look. I can't even pull up the chart because it's so freaking obscure, even though it has been hot. But for whatever reason, it's not pulling it up the way I wanted to. I don't know. It's just not even pulling up that chart. BTCS. Yeah, BTCS was a stock that we talked about here. I started the show off with Bitcoin, and, you know, look, BTCS, man, I can't say, you know, enough good things about that stock. You know, I love it when I get it right, when I really, really get it right. And for 2.5 weeks, you know, more like a week and a half, I preached BTCS. I was looking at the Bitcoin index. You know, the stock was just continue. I mean, the index for Bitcoin was continually making new highs. And the ticker, the stock, the OTC stock hadn't been pumped yet. It hadn't been pumped yet. And sure enough, you know, the word got out today, and, you know, it went Pluto. It went Pluto. You had your catalyst this weekend, which was the Bitcoin index passing 1,000. Passing 1,000. You can pull up the Bitcoin index past 1,000. And the reason why it's going higher is because in China, many of the Chinese big companies prefer to use Bitcoin to perform, you know, transactions among each other. So much so, it's actually lowering the value of the yuan, the Chinese currency. So, you know, which has been a good thing and a bad thing for individuals who like to use Bitcoin. So shout out to people in China China, they don't trust their government. You got a lot of Chinese businessmen who don't trust their government, and they like using Bitcoin to perform these big, transactions among themselves. And that's what's increasing demand for Bitcoin in China. And sure enough, the OTC stock on our end, and somebody asked me how legitimate is the stock. I don't care. I'm just looking at the chart. I don't care. Can I make a profit on the chart? When it comes to these OTC stocks, you don't want to stay too long in them. I've complained some of them are illegitimate as hell, but if it's running and you can make a profit on it, by all means, get your money and go. Get your money and go. You said it's a pending reverse split. I believe it. It could be happening. Very well could be happening. If there's a pending reverse split. And I think it deserves it could use one, honestly. It could use one. Get it out of those doubles and triples. Apollo Endosurgery. A-Pen. Jack Runner, what do you like about this? 41% gain today. This is obviously something that you short. Let me see here. I tend to miss the run-ups, especially when shit like this happens. I tend to miss these run-ups, so I try to catch them when they are, going back down. Because I tend to miss the run-ups, man. And your scanner has to be perfectly set to catch these huge moves. And depending on, if you've got, you're using the E-Trade scanner or your broker scanner, sometimes they're not as good as, the I wouldn't call them third tier ones, but the other sources that do a little bit better. Like the FinViz and whatnot. Is there a free live scanner? I don't know of a website that has a free scanner. Obviously, if you sign up with TD Ameritrade, the account is free. You don't even have to fund it. And you can use all their services absolutely free of charge. There are guys in the chat room right now who just, use their level 2s. And they're not even, they're not even affiliated with TD. Don't even do their trades with TD. But they just abuse the hell out of the platform. Because you don't have to even fund the account. You just sign up and use it. It takes like 5 minutes to open an account at TD Ameritrade. XBIO, Xenic Biosciences, 25% gain today. Nice chart for the day, but very, very low volume, man. 78,000 shares traded. Very, very low volume. It seems this doesn't really do much at all. This really doesn't do much at all. FinViz for the most part is free, but if you want them to get involved in the OTCs, in the scans with OTCs, I think you got to pay like $29.99 or whatnot. It's $29.99 or whatnot. But your broker probably has a good enough scan where they include OTCs and whatever you need to search for. FDBL, Friendable app. Yeah, the Friendable app, this is another app that's been pumped like crazy. This has been in music videos. But here's the thing, though. The Friendable app is actually like very popular in Asia. Like, it's legitimately popular app. Millions of people actually do use Friendable. Have you actually downloaded the app? There are, real people on that app. It is actually a popular app that people do use. Obviously, the share structure has to get a little bit, better, but, it's popular in Asia. It's the number 4 app in France. Behind Facebook, Instagram. I want to say Twitter's number 3. So it's bigger outside of America, but there are Americans on there. But no, it's a legitimate app. Does anybody remember True Religion Jeans? Most of you guys probably won't remember when True Religion Jeans was a penny stock. See, True Religion Jeans, it was really popular a couple years ago. I would say maybe like late 2007 to like 2011. True Religion Jeans was a penny stock, and it started off as a scam basically, and the jeans just kind of caught fire, man. People actually was like feeling the designs, and the guys got bought out. The company went private, and then made several $100 million. But True Religion Jeans was an OTC stock that actually got some tread and kept moving. Yeah, so don't sleep on some of these companies, man. These companies actually are actually trying to make some shit happen. Yeah. INCT is one of these stocks we've talked about quite often here a couple of weeks ago. But INCT, man, oh my God, this is disaster. Look at that. Look at this fucking chart, bro. Look at this. I mean, I would love to be the guy who was short this stock. Can you imagine being the guy who was short this stock? And I mean, you want to talk about a return on investment. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. 160 to 28 cents. I don't even want to do the math on that. Somebody else give me the return on that. That's an incredible return. That's an absolutely incredible return. If you could find some shorts. If you can find some shorts. You said FDL, nobody's real on the side, it's phony. No real people there. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think everybody on there is fake. I just, it's got several million people on there. So are you saying everybody on Friendable is fake? Every single person on Friendable is a bot? All those downloads, when you pull up your Android market or Play Store or whatever, they call it now. You're telling me all those downloads were by machine? CTIC is up on the chart, 3% down today. I don't like it, man. It's so bearish, but it could break out of this losing streak. But, I mean, CTIC, man, it's been a loser for a long time. I don't know. I mean, I see people in the chat room bringing up CTIC. What do you see in it, man? Because I'm looking at a stock that's consistently losing. Consistently. What's going on, Sinclair? OXIS. I know we're going through the tickers here, but we're a lot of people, a lot of new people, they kind of get thrown off by all the tickers we're throwing out here, but that's the show, guys. You got to keep, I'm sure you got a pen handy with you or something. Write these down, do your own research on your own time. That's how we always start the little disclaimer. Always do your own research. All right, we're just throwing them out there. If it looks good to you, play it. If it's not, we'll see. OXIS pharmaceutical play. Sinclair, what do you like about this one, man? What do you like about it? IDXG. Yeah, IDXG, I don't know. I'm going to find out tomorrow what's going to happen with that stock. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with IDXG tomorrow. Either it's going to get eaten alive by the shorters or, it is low float. So, obviously, I do expect a lot of buying to happen in the morning. Again, as I said here very often, individuals come home from work. They see a stock up 100%. They're naive. Oh, man, I'm going to put some money on that. They set their orders tonight, and after 10 minutes, 20 minutes into it, they all get killed. They all get killed when the stock comes back against them. And they don't even realize it until they get home, for the most part. Yeah. Oh, Jamal Lewis. Yeah, it's a stock scaling scheme, man. But again, like I was saying, True Religion was just like that. True Religion, like Friendable, was one of those stocks that had like $1 billion floating, and it was a complete scam where they were just selling shares, right? But the underlying product, the jeans, caught fire. They ended up selling out, and the company made hundreds of millions of dollars. So the Friendable app might be, the Friendable stock is a pure scam, but the app itself might have something going. But some of you guys in the chat room are saying, it's a lot of fake people on there or whatnot. Who knows? Yeah, I'm watching gold. I am watching gold. GLDX. I'm watching gold a lot. The gold charts, they kind of pulled back a little bit toward the last day of trading last week. Today even they opened up very strong today, but they really couldn't hold it. They really couldn't hold it today. I think we just kind of ran out of time, honestly, for the day in gold. But I don't know. I'm not a believer yet in the turnaround. I believe, a turnaround is coming in gold. As you can see here, here's the chart for the last 30 days. You guys know gold lost about 30% of its value, practically after Trump, after the election of Trump. Because as we know, and here's the election of Trump, literally November 7th, gold then ended up losing about 30% of its value because as people become confident about stocks, they're less likely to, put their money in gold, because why when I can get more for my money in stocks? All right. So when the market is hot, things are doing good. People don't like gold. There could be a recovery because it could be oversold. And I think it's probably a situation where gold is oversold. But I don't see gold going back to mid-year highs. I don't see gold coming back to mid-year highs at all. So it's actually a little bit of a dangerous play. I see a rise. Yeah, Jamal Lewis, I see a rise, but I don't see a return to greatness for gold. No. I still think we have a president where, his economic plan is so ambitious that you're going to be willing to risk not being in something as secure as gold and instead trade some of these, well-established companies that could benefit under his agenda. You're in at MJNA at 14. Yeah. Oh, I think so. Yeah. I think MJNA. If you got an MJNA at 14 today under that huge drop, I think you did very well for yourself. We kind of covered MJNA a little bit today. But yeah, I think if you got an MJNA today, I think 14? So you must have got it like right here somewhere. I think you did well for yourself. You just got to be a little bit patient. Just be patient and let it do what it does. Yeah. In fact, Jackson, I'm curious what you think MYHI is going to do. MYHI is going to do. And we've talked about so many stocks here today, ladies and gentlemen. Already, NIHD. What do you think? Let me see. NIHD. I remember NIHD. NIHD. NII Holdings Corp. Wireless telecommunications, 25% gain. Nice chart, man. Let me see here. Increase in volume, over 300% increase in volume today. We'll see if that can hold up. It looks like the stock pretty much wasn't doing anything. But what was the news, man? I don't see what news that drove it, unless it was just a situation where the bands were just incredibly tight, and obviously a powerful move gave way this morning in NIHD for the huge move. 347, you're on the air.
What's up, Sal? It's Big Shag.
Hey, Big Shag, what's going on with you, man?
What's up, bro? How you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. What you got for us tonight?
Man, I got a pretty big list. So if you got the time, I'll give you some.
Yeah, let's go over like your top five. What's your top five?
All right, top five. Ooh, okay, we got right now NVCN.
Okay.
It's kind of forming like a little pennant pattern going on. It could just keep consolidating.
Okay. I like how it's flagging to the right like that. That's a really good sign too.
Mm-hmm.
Bands are tightening up too. NVCN is another stock that has a lot of spikeability and knows how to do a lot of big things when it's moving. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Another one that's kind of similar is OPXA. It kind of got the same type of pattern going on. But this one, honestly, I think is just going to keep consolidating. I'm not really sure if it's going to pop at all, but still on a watch.
Opexa Therapeutics, 94 cents, 2% gain today on the stock. Now this one low volume just today. It does average about 1 million shares though. But yeah, this is really tight. Looks like it could be doing something here shortly.
All right, that's OPXA. Then I got ARRY. Now this one is kind of like at the tip of the iceberg right now, and today it kind of got above those highs, and then just dropped hard, just rejected it pretty hard. So I don't know if tomorrow, if it gets below this support line, then I would expect it to have like more of a bearish downtrend. But if it can retest the highs, then maybe we get some continuation on the bullish move. But
so
I'm not sure exactly.
Are you looking at this as a possible oversold situation, or do you think we're just going to be trading here for some time?
I think. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I kind of just having a watch wait. Like today, it got brought to my attention because it broke over that resistance area, over the $9. So, but it couldn't hold it. It dropped back down pretty hard. For the right back down to support. So tomorrow, if it starts to consolidate again, then I'll just set another alert for over $9 again, see what happens, and I'll set another one for below that 850 level, and see what happens there. So then I play how it goes, and take it from there. And I'm starting to study the stochastic slow. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce it. So maybe by the end of the week I'll get back to you on plays that I think are working well with that. So I've been studying a little bit more. And then I guess the last one I'll give you. I guess. It's kind of, SDRL and CARA are kind of like the similar patterns, where it's kind of like in that consolidation period going up and down. And if it can break above support resistance, just kind of like ARRY in a way, then I'll start looking at it. So for SDRL, I have an alert set over 380, and another one below like 330. And then for the CARA, it's kind of the same. I have one basically over $10, and then another one below 9. So the CARA is kind of sloppy though, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to play that one.
Yeah, I know CARA can be a little bit scary, but Cedro, I do like Cedro because it tends to be pretty consistent and it spikes up a lot. Cara is kind of is a scary one, but looks like midday today caught something, and that's a nice move from 940 to 977. Not bad. Almost 1 million shares traded there.
Yeah. So that's it. Just want to give you a list to the people out there, and for yourself. I got last time I called, I played HIIQ, and at the time I think I was talking about how I expected this was short, and I got a pretty good piece on it. I didn't take that many shares because it's a higher price, but I held this one overnight after the first red day, and then I sold about around the 17 area. So, but it even went further than that. It went down to around 1550.
Yeah, this one really kind of gave itself back today, almost 7% gain on the stock today. And on the daily chart, that end of the day spike got the RSI back up there. But for the most part, you think it's got any meat left on it to take off, or you pretty much think it's done now?
I think it's going to start consolidating. It's going to do similar to what like ARY and similar to like the other plays I called out. It's going to start consolidating for a couple of weeks at least, and then we'll see whether or not if it continues the bullish trend or if it goes back down. So we'll see. We'll see how. But it is kind of like, for example, the stochastic slow, or however you pronounce it. At the time when I called, it was pretty high. So I was kind of looking at it, and then I was watching. I basically was waiting for the first red day, and then I expected a hard drop. And it's pretty much exactly what happened. So right now, it had another hard day today. So it's starting to look a little weak, and the volume on those 2 days is pretty high, all things considered. Through like that big upswing. So if you look at what date is that? The 20th, and then you go all the way up till that last green day, the volume's high, and then the next 2 days, I mean the second day, the volume just about hit where that peak was. So that just tells me that, you know, there isn't really much left on the upswing yet. So,
yeah.
I mean, you know, that's just based on volume, though. So, I mean, who knows exactly what happened? We'll find out.
There it is, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Big Shaq.
All right, man. Thank you. No problem, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right. So shout out, Big Shaq, man. Big Shaq's got some good plays, and I got to give it to him on that one. I got to give it to him on that HIIQ because I have it here. He did call up about that last week, and shout out to him for that one, man.
Jordan to the crossover. Yes.
You know, he's all net for that one. All net for that one. Ace, you got UEC. You know, interesting that we're seeing uranium. These uranium plays. I remember Bat Scientist brought up some uranium. UEC wasn't one of them, but he had brought up a couple uranium plays. I actually like the way that one is moving. 16% gain on the stock today under some interesting consolidation here. I should have seen that. But then again, you know, almost 8,000 stocks out there. You know, you can't catch them all. Cannot catch them all, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot catch them all. But I'm definitely writing that one down because that can either be another day of green or some good red given back tomorrow on UEC. 3 million shares traded today alone. What else do we have up here? SYN. Synthetic Biologics. SYN, 11 cents, 13% gain on the stock today. 87 cents. Huge day, but again, what's been driving some of these stocks to make these moves? They're just incredible moves. I'm just seeing, you know, them just kind of reaching points where all of a sudden there's just intense buying, but no justification for the buying. And, you know, that's just the market sometimes, man. And, you know, when people tell me that it's more about the psychology of people and traders than it is sometimes just being good with math and numbers and, you know, all that, I start to believe them when I see things like this. That really just understanding human nature can get you really far. I think you mean XGTI. That was an invalid. I think you mean XGTI, not XTGI. XGTI. Very low volume day though for the stock, man. Average volume is 14 million shares. Today only 1.9 million shares traded on XGTI. Still got a decent gain on the stock, so most of the people were buyers, which isn't a bad thing. You know. Yeah, Sand, it was crazy, right? Yeah, they hit me up real quick, man. But I think E-Trade, man, it might be time to say, you know, adios to E-Trade, man, because it's getting too expensive, man. When we talk about options, and you know, it's just getting way too expensive, bro. You know, it's getting way too expensive. They're adding up too much, and you know, because you know, with options, you got obviously the per contract fee, and then you've got the standalone cost of the trade. And as that adds up, you know, I'm taking 100 here, 200 here. I'm scalping like crazy. You know, that shit's eating into my profits, man. You know, I showed you guys, you know, what I was doing today. And again, I'm just scalping, dude. I'm just, you know, in and out. And I can't work the magic. You know, I can't work the magic. Here it is right there. You know what I'm saying? That's 15 contracts. That's 3 trades, bro. $77 in 3 trades. Fucking ridiculous, bro. You know, about $17 a trade or so. You know, and plus, of course, you know, your other fees you add up. It's absolutely, that's 15 contracts. That's ridiculous. And those weren't when they were, you know, low key. Those, you know, I think out of that one, I had like one that was a huge gainer, and then the other ones that were going against me. you know. So I'm looking for something else. You know, right now, E-options, not, you know, Trade King actually looks pretty good. Obviously, I'm going to stay with E-Trade for the OTCs because nobody does OTCs better than E-Trade right now. All right, I think nobody does OTCs better. TD does it good too. I mean, TD does it too. NIHD wireless telecommunications play. 25% move, but you know that dump at the end like that really bothers me. Do you see that huge dump right there? I hate seeing that type of shit. Because that tells me somebody doesn't believe in this. Somebody doesn't believe in this. Somebody doesn't believe in this. And it's somebody with a lot of, not necessarily clout, but with somebody with a big position. And 9 times out of 10, that means somebody who's very intelligent because they've got a lot of money. And the smart money tends to always win when it comes to the stock market. And I always want to do what smart money is doing. Check out Cool. Cool had a huge run last week. What is it about Cool this week? They had a huge run last week, didn't they? On Cool. They had a huge run last week, but Cool, this is another one of those Tim Sykes kind of pumps. Again, we talked about this. You guys remember when we see, the flaming candles, it's time to sell. That's a great marker for a short. When you see those standing candles, man, that's a great, that tells you right there it's a great short. It's slowly going to give it all back. In fact, that's basically what it's been doing, since it got up there. It's going to eventually get it all the way back to the 2s. It'll take some time. But for the most part, that's something for the shorters, man. I said tomorrow I might have a spike tomorrow. If it does that end of the day run was interesting. Pretty interesting in the stock. But, I mean, what an ugly day, though. What an ugly day for the stock. You were down as much as 10%. I use traveling for trades, $2 or higher, $4.95 a trade. Trade King, yeah. I'm looking at Trade King. Their setup is not too bad. Let me see here. CHK. CHK. This is the oil company, Chesapeake. This is actually natural gas company. Where are we at on natural gas? I've been kind of disappointed with natural gas because natural gas, we had hit the highs of almost 370, 380 last week, but we didn't see the similar moves in commodity-based stocks. And now natural gas is settled, so we're actually going negative now. We're like 50 cents away from weeks, a couple like 2 weeks ago highs. We're at 333 now on natural gas. So, when it comes down to the commodity losing value, then the stocks all lose value. But, they tend to underplay when there is movement in the underlying commodity. Ty Lopez. You know what? I like Ty Lopez, though, man. Ty Lopez, yeah, his story on his background is always changing. I think he needs to get his background right. He says he grew up on a farm, and then he says he grew up in North Carolina, and then he says he was fucking with the Amish, and I don't know what his story is. But I like the fact that the guy's always talking about reading books, get your knowledge up, I mean, anybody can support that. Do I ever trade live? Nah, I don't. Trust me, this live show's enough. Ace V, $12 commission. $12 commission where? ICNB, oil's down. Let me see here. ICNB. Yeah. Oil's down right now, but and personally, I think that oil deal that they made, I think it's personally is bullshit. You guys remember the oil companies got together, the oil producing countries, OPEC, got together to say that they're basically going to, remove all the supply off the market. But there are articles coming out saying some countries are cheating, and, with ISIS out there, they're still, they really can't get a handle on supply. So we might be looking at a situation where oil, could be stuck. But we got up to what, 55? We got up to almost 55, I think, this morning or so, right? Yeah, this morning at like 6 a.m., we were at like $55 a barrel. By noon, we were at like $53, $52 now. So, don't hesitate to short these, these ETFs on these oils, man. USO, UCO, they all have oil plays. As you can see here, it showed up here. This is about the time you started seeing those declines in the price of oil. It opened up huge because, again, this morning we were at like $55 a barrel. And then the calls went, the puts went insane. They were dirt cheap up here. And the puts went insane on oil. In fact, if I can pull up a put, now I was looking at the SPY though, but some of the puts on USO had gotten to like almost a nickel, 6 cents at the, at that top right there. Let me see here, USO. 50% ICNB call. Mario Martinez, what are you talking about? Your ICNB call, ICNB. 54%. I didn't even know you made the call, dude. What's going on, Joshua? Welcome to the show, sir. Option Express, $12 flat fee, 1 to 12. Then 125. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jack Runner. I appreciate that, man. Option Express. Definitely would check that out. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. If oil is hot, then oil OTC stocks will run too. Yes. If oil is hot, oil OTC stocks will run. There's several oil OTC stocks, whether they're, legit or not. Off the top of my head, Black Stallion Oil and Gas, BLKG. This is another one of those, stocks that, can run if oil is hot. How legit it is, that's really not a question that I can answer, but it's one of those stocks that does run when oil is hot. Okay. That's just off the top of my head. Do I get paid to promote? Nope, don't get paid to promote anymore. Affiliate. I do a little bit of affiliate for Tim Sykes just because I've been following him for years and years. So why not? If people want to do Tim Sykes, go through me, help a brother out. But I don't even fuck with Profitly. I'm not in the chat room or anything like that. Like that. But I'm doing my own thing, man. Tim Sykes makes enough money as it is. I got to get my own. Treasure Hunter, is he legit? He's been around. He's doing his own thing. Again, getting his own money. At the end of the day, you got to read that disclaimer at the front of my videos. You're going to have to do your own work, do your own research, you know what I'm saying, and get your own money. D-Gas. And that's the one thing about Profitly is everybody's putting all this information into the software, and once he sells the software, you ain't going to get a piece of it. And he is trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to empower somebody else. I'm trying to empower myself, dude. I'm trying to empower myself. 107 million shares traded. Yeah, that's another ETF. D-Gas is one of those inverse natural gas ETFs. So as the price goes down, the inverse actually goes up, So, I don't know if it's got some options. I'm sure it's got some options on there. I don't know how liquid they are, though. I'm not sure how liquid they are. Option House, $4.95 a trade. 50 cents a contract. Option house. Yeah, I actually, I'm looking into option house right now, though. I am looking into option house right now. And they are much cheaper. They are much cheaper. Yeah. Oh, yes. Always do your own research, man. You know, you got people out here paying $150 a month for alerts and all kind of ridiculous shit, man. It's just absolutely ridiculous. You know, absolutely ridiculous. People who can, you know, you're spending money paying these guys for their losses, and all they're doing is putting out regurgitated shit. It's all They just copy off each other. That's all they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Always copying off each other. Very few of them actually put out original shit if you really look into their stuff. That's why I always steal their shit. That's why I'm always doing the torrent stuff, giving away Tim Sykes DVDs, giving away, you know, what's his name? Investors Live DVD. You know, we giving that shit away, dude. It's not original shit. But yes, I like Tim Sykes. I like Tim Sykes, but he makes enough money. Yeah, so if you want them free Tim Sykes DVDs, this is the hookup, man. We got it over here. Yes, indeed. Big Shaq said it. You're not going to get no free money in here, but you will get some free DVDs, some torrents that could hook you up with that knowledge, you know, as Ty Lopez would say. Let me see here. How about puts? What's going on, Cali girl? Yeah, puts. You know, obviously, you know, puts is, you know, you're you know, hoping that the stock goes down when you buy a put. And I honestly started to realize that betting on something being oversold and RSI saying it's oversold, it works a lot more in your favor than if you're, you know, overbought. Works a lot more in your favor than if it's oversold. You know? Because oversold, sometimes it can fool you and you can actually be in a downtrend and not realize it. You know, the RSI is showing you, oh, this is oversold, but you're actually in a downtrend. For example, this, you know, let me see here. This, like right here, for example. You know, let me put on the cross. This is the SPY today. This is the SPY today. I'm thinking the stock is, oh, this is oversold. We're going to turn around here. But you don't actually realize this is a downtrend happening here. Obviously, you don't see it as the chart is developing. You know, so you're looking at this situation and you're thinking like, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy some of these discount calls. All right? These discount calls that we might go back and retest 22.95 or possibly, you know, 22.41. But no, you know, this happens. So what I've started to learn is that if I instead just go for overbought situations, that I'm more than likely to be right if I go for overbought. If I go for overbought than oversold, in my opinion. And if you do, and you look at any other ETF that you plan out, you realize that overbought, if you just chase overbought, I mean 70 or greater on the RSI, you have the tendency to be right. You have a tendency to be right. That the stock will eventually, you know, go your way if you buy that put at that high 70, 75 RSI. Jeremiah, you can get it at Pirate Bay. I think I got the torrent here. I could post it in there for you. Again, as I say, don't hate the player, hate the game. Got a problem with it? Sue Pirate Bay. You know, don't sue me. All right. But yeah, that's the torrent link right there to the Tim Sykes DVD. Obviously, you got to have uTorrent, you got to have BitTorrent, but all 8 of his DVDs all 8 of his first DVDs are on there. You can download them and learn how to trade penny stocks. All right. CCLX. Cable Clicks USA. You said some emails went out for that. 2.4%. Okay, watch it. We'll see what happens. You're getting some pump email CCLX. I'm going to put it on my list then. If you're getting some pump email about it, I don't know how big those guys' list could be, but you know, if it's strong enough and since this soaring, it could be a play for somebody. Do you need a margin count to buy the puts? No, sir. No, sir. You can buy options with a cash account. But I mean, a margin account, it shouldn't be difficult for you to get a margin account. I mean, E-Trade TD, for the most part, they're going to give you a margin account, even if you're, level 2, level 3. You don't have to get the highest level of trading expertise. They're going to give you some margin. I mean, you don't have to have $2,000, $3,000 if that's what you mean. Because a lot of people get confused if they mean margin. Do you need like $3,000 in your account to buy a put? No, you don't. Yeah, there you go, Random Pen. Would you be able to do a show going over some of the needs to know behind options? Is Connor still in the house? Because I'd like a professional to go against it because I'm still learning myself. So I don't know if Connor is still in here or not, but if he wants to, you know, or at least put your channel up, Connor. I don't know if you're still in the room, or somebody can put his channel up and you can follow his videos. I hate it, Machiavelli. I absolutely hate it. It's a mess. I can't get anybody to, you know, respond back through email. Nobody picks up the phone over there. Sure Trader fucking sucks. Jerry Williams, what's good, man? What's good, Jerry Williams? It's been a minute, brother. Yeah, but I absolutely hate Sure Trader, man. I absolutely hate Sure Trader. Yeah, Connor was in the room earlier. I think he might have stepped out, but shout out to Connor. We call him Mr. Options around here. He's pretty much the one who introduced us to the ability to making that kind of money on what, you know, Mr. Lloyd was telling you, like $200, man. Guys trading on $200, made an extra 100 today. Shout out to Travis. See, Travis just posted, he just posted Connor's channel. So you can go ahead and go to that channel and learn what you got. Do I have the full How to Make Millions? There's a website with the full How to Make Millions. Let me post that up. There's a website with the full one. And I think Travis got that one too again. He's got the whole How to Make Millions link on that one. I should have that shit. North American Index. I think it's not on this browser. And Travis, if you can do us a favor and post that How to Make Millions torrent for the people in the chat room, I would appreciate it. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd for also giving us the options profit calculator. The options profit calculator. That's a really good one too. Nice little one you got to learn to mess with. Okay, so thank you for that, Travis. So here's the thing on this Tim Sykes How to Make Millions. The one, when you scroll all the way down, the ones that say Nitro Flare, that's the one you want to download. So just sign up, click on one of them, go and get the account. I think it's like 3 days for like $6.99 or $2.99. And just go ahead and download what you need to download. What's a good screen capture? XSplit. XSplit is good. How to Make Millions is long as hell. Yeah, it is long as hell. How to Make Millions is like 7 hours or some shit like that. It's absolutely ridiculous how long that DVD is. Absolutely ridiculous. But it's worth the money, though. It's worth the money, though. I would say it's worth the money. I would say it's worth the money. Looking back at, and I don't know if you guys saw these financials today, man. These financials went crazy today, man. I'm just kind of going back at some plays we've talked about here. These financials went insane. Bank of America was hot today. Another penny stock that was hot today, URRE. URRE, we talked about this. We talked about this on the 14th last month. URRE. Is that the 14th? Pretty much been sleepy. Actually, 15th, excuse me. 15th last month. It's pretty much been, since then, it's had some gains, so we would have been around here or so. So, you would be definitely in the profit by now if you held on. Would have been through some wacky rides in the stock. But URRE, not bad today on URRE. BLPH. Let me see here. I'm just looking at some trades we've done in the past. BLPH, 54 cents, gained 4% today. BLPH, Billerferon Therapeutics. I continue to watch this stock because I think this can be one of those, we always have, like, every 3 months, we have that one biotech play everybody's forgotten about, and all of a sudden some news comes out and it just goes insane. I think BLPH can be that stock one day. So I got an alert on it just in case. I have an alert on it at like 65 cents. If it ever just goes insane. Because it's had such a quiet December. After, being beat up for so long. After being beat up for so long. And it's a stock that has a lot of spikeability. As you can see here, it has done some things in the past that have brought it to our attention. But it's pretty much been a very sideways December, and BLPH right now it's trending at a price where it's actually not too bad for somebody who wants to just hold on to it and see what happens. But I think it could be one of those stocks. Thank you, Sandwolf. Take care, sir. Thank you so much. What's going on, C05? What's going on, C05? CSBR. Let's take a look at CSBR. Select start. Champions Oncology. Another biotech play. Biotech is so dangerous to play, but, so rewarding when you get it right. Dangerous as hell to play, but so rewarding when you get it right. And let me see here. So not bad on the 30-day. What did it do today? I see it got it held up there today. 12% gain on the stock. Let me see here. It's taking its time on the 1 day. Oh, not bad. 1 day chart looks not too bad on the 1 day. Go back to the arrow. It could have been played on that one. Just slightly less than 1 million shares traded, about 600,000. A stock like this, you just don't know how real this is. Look back and see what the intermediate. All right, so you got a positive trend here starting since November 7th. Overall, there's been some pullbacks, which is good. I mean, you actually want to see some pullbacks in the stock. You actually want to be able to see that the stock has, people have taken some gains and kept it going, because then you're not looking at the chart wondering, is it going to be you? Am I in too high? Am I, getting in too late? So not bad on CSBR, because this is actually looking like a legitimate, trade here. It's not looking like one of those stocks that you got to, hope and pray about. Obviously, there's some pullbacks. Looks like we're pretty extended based on today's movement. We're going to see what that looks like tomorrow on CSBR. It's going to be interesting to see that. But I like how there hasn't been any, kind of these 1 day, like, oh my God, look at where the stock is, man. And then you're wondering whether or not it's going to be able to find a floor to keep going. Because it looks like it's done exactly that. You had a little spike here. It found the floor and just kind of kept going with it. CSBR. Definitely going to put that on the list for tomorrow. We got some nice stocks that we talked about today. Got some really nice stocks we talked about today. Loving your little Chromebook to cast live charts data. That's what's up, man. Yeah, it's amazing how technology can make things a lot easier for you and help you learn a lot better. I know some people who watch me on their Fire Sticks, and they got YouTube on their Android boxes and stuff. People have YouTube on their computer, on their televisions, like built in or whatever. These smart TVs, they pretty much have YouTube. So whatever you can do to make learning easier for yourself, do it, man. Definitely do it. ETRM. Yeah, ETRM's looking real ugly, man. ETRM's looking real ugly. Look at that chart, man. Way below the 200. It's been quite an ugly ride, man. Quite an ugly ride for the last 2.5 weeks on ETRM. Looks like it's been a beautiful short for some people, if you can get any shorts on that. I doubt you can probably even get any shorts on that. KOPN. Okay, you guys are picking up some higher price stuff here. It's really interesting. You guys are picking up some higher price stuff here. KOPN, 20% gained. All right, 2-week chart doesn't look too bad. All right, again, another November. Here's November 7th. Mr. Trump elected, and again, not too bad. Pull back. It's a little excitement. So, it's been a natural incline here. Not as strong as you would want to see that incline moving, but based on the fact that every, rise has came a decline, that makes me a little bit hesitant on KOPN, because obviously, people do run from this when they get some serious green on that. Lubda, you say you shorted Cake. First short went down 4.5%, made 450 on Kate. Yeah, why not? Yeah, man. I just got done talking about this, where I feel like, when it comes to investing, trading rather, because we're not really investing. When you're betting against the stock, again, puts, and then shorting, that overbought is highly accurate. RSI overbought is highly accurate. Whereas oversold, you tend to kind of, you may be caught in a downwind and you're not sure about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I posted it, but Mr. Lloyd gave it to us. So thank you to Mr. Lloyd for that options calculator. Marinus Pharmaceuticals, 3% gain. Not bad on MRNS. Construction and finance is going to have a lovely wave while Trump is here. 2017. Construction and finance. I'd like to see that happen. I'm a big believer in Donald Trump doing some good things for the economy. I love the way he went after GM today. GM tried to backpedal and say, hey, well, we make our crews, most of our crews, are made right here in Ohio, but that's not the point. He wants all their vehicles to be made in America. And, that Peter Schiff, that's the guy who I was talking about, Peter Schiff, he's went from Trump supporter to full-blown Trump critic lately, because Peter Schiff has now been saying, well, if you start manufacturing everything in America, you actually start depreciating the dollar. You start forcing America to start depreciating the dollar because we got to sell these products overseas. So really interesting to see how that's going to work. See how that's going to work. And when we do manufacture in America, that forces American companies to really start to look for ways to move manufacturing to, more automation. So in the next 20 years, I can see 30 to 40 million people possibly losing their jobs. to automation. What are these people going to do? Now, we've always believed that, when people are pushed out of one industry, they find themselves into something else. There were guys who used to, go out into the Atlantic Ocean and kill whales for oil. Well, whale oil went out of business. Those guys went out to the pipelines, right? But, with automation today, what are these people doing? They're finding themselves at McDonald's, nothing has taken the place for that man or that woman who would possibly be a manufacturer, labor in a GM plant or a Chrysler plant. What can that person do right now? I've got a lot of ideas in terms of the future, what's going to happen. And I think also for those of you guys in here who are veterans, the military is going to become very, very selective in the next 20 to 25 years. You're no longer going to be able to join the military like, guy out of high school, like, oh yeah, I'm going into the military, I'm going to the Navy, I'm going to the Marines. Now it's going to be selective because they're not going to want anybody anymore because there are going to be so many people who want to join up, and the government's doesn't want a big army. They want small, efficient, highly, trainable soldiers. So what's going to happen to that guy who, he doesn't see himself going to college, doesn't really see a trade happening for him? What happens to that kid? So I'm a little nervous about the future of this country because we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be like, man, what does it mean to be an American when you can't find a job and, you can't provide for your family? Now there are already several groups of people who are saying that, but I'm talking about down home middle America, kids growing up in Kansas and Idaho and all these jobs when, nobody wants oil anymore. Nobody wants natural gas anymore because we're getting it from the sun, or we've developed a huge, microfusion technology, right? Where we're hiring people from India to learn how to program. What do those people do? Because we know when people are idle and can't find work and start to become cynical about their government, they tend to, cling to organizations that are quite anti-government, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. 786, what's up, man? You're on the air. 786, you there? 786. All right.
Get out of here, you damn nigger!
All right. Sorry about that, 786. Got to get you out of here. I think you just wanted to hear me breathe. You said day trade for a living? Here's the thing. Not everybody can day trade for a living, man. It requires a lot of, patience. Requires a lot of commitment to day trade for a living. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody, exactly. Not everybody's got it in them to do that. And the thing about it is that I don't want everybody to just day trade for a living because some people like their jobs. Some people like their stability. Some people in here got kids, got family. Maybe that buy and hold strategy works for you. What I'm just suggesting is have something on the side. You got a lot of people in here who have nothing saved up for their retirement. I ran into a woman at my church. This lady had been working for the phone company for almost 30 years. She didn't even know she had a 401k. She didn't even know she had a 401k. And that her company, she thought she was still on the pension. The company had rolled it over, gave her like a certain amount, rolled it over into, some kind of 401k type thing. She didn't even know her company was matching it, So we got a lot of people out here who are just, not financially astute. And what I'm hoping is that with the education, we're sharing here, that you're sharing with other people around you, so that we can put our families in a better position to be, well off and having some kind of assets, man. We got millions of people with no assets out here. AMD, millions of people with no assets. We got young people going out into the world with nothing to start, nothing. Too many parents today bring up their kids, and their kids graduate from high school. They say, "Okay, there you go. Here's the world." It's absolutely ridiculous when the well-off families, and it's not even necessarily they started off rich. They're just people who prepared for their children. By saying, okay, you know what? I want to have something for the next generation by, starting a business or doing something to that matter that's going to create wealth for my child, so my child can go out into the world with something. But we got parents out here, hey, good luck. I hope you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? 786, you're on the air. What's up?
Hope you figure it out. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
Andy.
Hey, Andy. Hey, you got a stock for us?
I got a what?
You have a stock for us?
Oh yeah, I do, man. I was listening to you talking about the RSI being overbought, and went on. And I looked at a screener, and I picked up the stock, ticker number TBK. And it's an extremely overbought area, like up in the 90s. And the volume is, through the roof compared to the entire year.
Now, what's that ticker again? You said CDK, like cat?
No, T like tree.
Okay.
TB like berry K.
All right, let's see here. What's the name of the company?
Triumph
Okay.
Bancorp.
Triumph Bank. Okay, 2630. See, this is a situation where, yeah, I see here the company. It's on it's overbought, but I wouldn't test this just now, just because I see here this is a multiple day gainer. Let me see here, PE of 26, so it's hot, but it's not incredible. It's a small, relatively small bank, 400 million market cap. And again, we got a president who's really, again, instituted a policy where, he believes in small business. He believes in opening up, companies and deregulating, the marketplace. That benefits, small commercial banks like Triumph. And, I think this run is legit. I wouldn't bet against not that chart, right? What I'm seeing over there. I mean, based on what I'm seeing now, I wouldn't touch this one. This is hot.
They set a target price for 28.
28, yeah. I mean that I wouldn't bet against that at all. I mean, it's financials are running strong. I did a show on small banks, and this is just another one of those small banks that's just doing very, very well. And I wouldn't bet against this run until I see.
What do you feel about the volume though?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's for as small as the company is. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. You're not going to see, a stock like this with 4 million, 5 million, because it just doesn't have, it's just not that big of a company. And there are many banks out there, and this is one of those small financials that's running and doing really well now.
It's not that big. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, but sure enough, though, I mean, keep an eye on it, because when things start to go rough, I mean, it's going to be hell for anybody who's thinking about stick around in TBK. But for right now, I would just play the chart and get as many gains as you can from it.
Well, how about this? What about speaking about options? Wouldn't you think it'd be a good idea to play a condor or a butterfly on this?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I'm not even that advanced on options like that to even tell you. All I'm doing right now is puts and calls, bro. That's all I know right now. That's all I'm playing in.
Are you doing naked puts and calls?
No, sir. Just puts and calls. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Well, nice talking to you, Sal, man. Keep in touch. Great
Appreciate
show.
it. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I don't do any of that, to you guys that, naked puts, strandles, candles, condors, butterfly. I am not doing any of that stuff. I am doing puts and calls, oversold, overbought. I make it very simple for myself. And the only options I'm looking at right now are ETFs. Because I don't want to deal with earnings. I don't want to deal with some guy who's got a blog and says this stock is overpriced like we got shitted on last week in NVIDIA. Fuck that guy from, what's his name? Citron Research. Did you guys see what the guy did to the fucking stock? NVIDIA can't even recover because of that fucking asshole, man. This was last week. Look at this. The guy came out with a fucking blog, says, oh, yeah, NVIDIA is only worth $90. And everybody fucking listens to this guy. I don't even know why. Everybody fucking listens to this guy. And, the stock pretty much collapses. You go from 117 to damn near like 101. The stock loses like, damn near 20% or something like it was something ridiculous like that. And it's never been able to recover. He's put a $90 price target on the stock, and sure enough, NVIDIA looks like it's probably going to go all the way back to 90. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even trading options on these stocks. I'm going to just deal with ETFs. I'm just going to deal with ETFs. Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that. It was a bubble, but it was a bubble that wasn't going to end that soon. It was going to keep going. But unfortunately, he called it and people listen, and that's just the way it is. Fucking sucks, though. And a lot of people lost a lot of money on that. Yeah, yes, he did. He did. The same thing to Tesla, GoPro. Tesla recovered. Look at GoPro. It's been a disaster ever since. GoPro is a guaranteed put, man. GoPro, GPRO. That's a stock that's just never been able to, get it together. Now we're talking about GoPro, possibly 7s, maybe 6s in a couple months. That's embarrassing. They still make amazing cameras. 919, you're on the air. Is this Bad Scientist?
Yes. Hey, Sal, I just wanted to wish you and all the Sal traders out there a Happy New Year.
Oh, thank you so much, Bad Scientist. Appreciate it, man.
Before I leave, I just wanted your outlook on this year. Like, what are you looking for in Q1 or just this year in general?
Well, I'm looking for a strong Q1 from the from NVIDIA. I'm looking for a strong Q1 in AMD. I think AMD is going to kill it. But okay. I think the financials are going to disappoint. And here's the thing, which is really interesting because we just got off the phone with a guy calling about a financial-based stock. But the financials, at the end of the day, we still had Barack Obama for president. And looking back on some of the financials from last Q3, Q4, they didn't do so hot. So these stocks are up huge under the election of Donald Trump. So going into Q1, I actually see some of these disappointing. And but here's the thing: I don't know how far they'll give up, and how much percentage loss they'll give up. But I think the financials are going to disappoint because they're so jacked up in terms of percentage where they are now. They'll disappoint. But overall for the year, I think, man, I want Donald Trump to do good. I really do want him to do good.
So do I.
I really do, man. I don't want him to. I don't want to see another, year of, America just not being able to get shit done, and Congress just in a rough. The Republicans own every chamber of government. They've got to get it done. We got to see, some real serious economic growth, and it's got to be noticeable. You know what I'm saying? We've got to be able to walk out of the house and see our cities, our neighborhoods start looking better. than what they look right now.
Okay, so do you think there'll be any surprises coming out this year in terms of the stock market?
Yeah. Again, financials. I think financials will disappoint. I'm going to say that over and over again. Financials will disappoint. I think financials. The banks are too hot, and I think again when I look at and I go on MarketBeat.com, one of my favorite sites to look at earnings reports, and I look at some of these companies. I think they're going to disappoint Q1.
So does this include international financials like Lloyd's and Barclays?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm talking Bank of America, Wells Fargo, the small regional banks that are up huge. I think they will disappoint. That people are actually now going to pay attention to in Q1 because they're up so huge. I think they'll disappoint. But other than that, for Q1, I want to look at some of the oil stocks. I think they probably had a very good Q4, good Q3 based on the higher oil prices. I think we might see some surprises in oil, natural gas too. I'm looking at CHK for Q1. That's already on my Q1 list for CHK. Yeah. So right. So I'm looking at the commodities that turned around Q3, Q4. I'm looking to see maybe they surprise in Q1 based on the higher prices of the commodities that they were able to sell their products at. Yeah.
Did you see that company? I think it's PLG, the platinum company that had a big upturn today. I can't remember specifically what the news was or why it was up. I think it's PLG.
Yeah, PLG. I don't see any news that came out today, but I do see news here of a $40 million financing deal that was 2 months ago. But other than that, I do see PLG $1.65 on the ticker. Platinum Group Metals. Okay.
Yeah.
PLG 15% gain on the stock. Nice move, man. Nice move today. That puts it on my list. I've never talked about this stock. And that's definitely one to watch. 1.1 million shares traded today. Interesting. No, I've never even heard of this company, bro. So thank you for bringing that to our
thanks for
attention.
the heads up on BTCS. Looks like that's coming around.
Yeah, man. That was a huge win for me too. I love it when I get it right, man. And I'll brag about BTCS for a minute, but. Yeah, BTCS, for a week and a half, I was watching Bitcoin climb up the index, and sure enough, this weekend, Bitcoin passed 1,000 on its index, and sure enough, the stock just went bananas today, 133% gain on the stock today. That's a huge move for anybody who is in the stock. You doubled your money.
Yeah,
today,
they had a special on Bitcoin just in general on NPR today. So,
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that may be contributed to it, but it looks like there are a lot of companies branching out, trying to get, establishing smaller companies to get more people involved.
Yeah.
They were showcasing a company, I can't remember what it was, but this company struck me as like the Robin Hood of Bitcoin because there's the primary Bitcoin companies that are out there, and this company was just basically saying for people who want to start and make bigger orders and so on. It kind of struck me like they were coming across as the next Robin Hood of Bitcoin. So that's interesting that you mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see. I mean, but because Bitcoin as itself, it's still relatively too complicated to really explain. It still has this kind of a nerdy kind of mystique to it, and I think they really gotta, the people behind it really have to kind of bring it down to a commoner level. How can I use this to interact within my daily life? How can I, what edge does it give me using Bitcoin besides privacy? There's got to be something else, there for me in order for me to want to use this, online. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for 2016. I mean, that's the year that I came across you and your fellow traders, and I just feel blessed to know all of you guys, and I'm so thankful for what you are doing specifically for the trading community, even just for uplifting black men in general or men of color. So I totally respect what you're doing, and I wish you and your family a blessed 2017 and bless the rest of us traders on this show. I think, let's stick to our rules. Let's stick to our trading plans, and we'll have a good 2017.
Yes,
God bless
indeed.
you, Sal.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bad
Thank
Scientist.
you, Sal. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. So shout out to Bad Scientist. Always a good call, man. Always a good call. Shout out to him, man. Give him one of DJ Cruz's bombs one more time. There we go. Yes, indeed. Appreciate that, man. Let me see here. Hemp. Hemp. I don't know. What was that hemp? Okay, pulled up the other hemp. Let me see here. Hemp. OTC hemp. 9% today. I don't know. We'll see on that one. I don't know. Do I think BTCS will continue to run? I can see BTCS with one more day. I think BTCS might have one more day. I think it'll have a strong morning. Be careful in the afternoon. Be careful in the afternoon on BTCS because I think you might have some profit taking. But for the most part, it wasn't a gradual run up. So not everybody who's in there has been in there very long. So I'm not sure how committed those people are. So I would be very careful with BTCS tomorrow, but I think you should have a green day tomorrow. All right. You should have a green day tomorrow. If from what I'm hearing from Bad Scientists that, they had an NPR deal about it, it's some other people talking about it. I'm seeing a lot of articles again. As I said, it passed 1,000. So that's a huge move. That's a huge move for BTCS, man. MUX, yeah, John Drinkwater, man. That's really an oldie, dude. MUX is a stock we haven't talked about it on. Don't believe MUX. Does it have options? I'm not sure if MUX has options. And I mentioned that I'm not a fan of. It actually does have options, but they're not very liquid. Yeah, they're not very liquid, and the strike prices are funny. I'm not feeling that. So MUX, no, I would just play the stock on MUX. But, as you can look at the chart here, this is the yearly. Let's break it down to 5 days. It's a stock that I was following for a long time, but I've kind of gotten bored with. 11% gain today. I've always been a fan of companies where the CEO is also the big boss in charge. It's kind of got it's very Rockefeller-esque. You know what I'm saying? And the guy, McEwen, is actually the CEO of the company. He's the creator of the company. He's already set a lot of big goals for the company, but, it's just had kind of a rough time here. And it's one of those stocks that kind of runs with gold as well. It kind of runs with gold and a couple other commodities. And it just, when they're not doing good, they, continue to do poorly as well. They continue to do poorly. So that's my problem with them. That's my problem with them. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Bad Scientists for the call, man. Thanks a lot for that. 510, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up,
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
This is A. Brantley.
Oh, hey, Brantley. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
I know you got some stocks for us.
I don't have any stocks right now, but I was asking for your opinion on something.
Okay, what's that?
It's on MJNA.
Okay. MJNA. Now, here's the thing about MJNA, because that was I talked about this a little bit earlier. It was a very unusual day. I think you saw that drop in the stock this morning. And that was very unusual. That is typical, of maybe a large buyer liquidating a position and other people just kind of being afraid and not sure what was going on. So obviously whoever that was liquidated their position. It must have been a huge position. And with that being said, it scared some people off. And, but I think MJNA has more than a dedicated following that if you're already in the stock, I think if you're a little bit patient, and you probably don't want to hear this, but if you're a little bit patient, you're going to get back to where you were. Will it be overnight? Will it be tomorrow? Will it be at the end of the week? No. But I think with some patience, you're going to make that ground back up. You're going to make that ground back up. I think MJNA long term, you're fine. You're fine in MJNA at these prices. I think, you could be looking at 100% gain. I think this time next year. Obviously, we don't want to talk about next year, but I think even 2 months, 3 months down the road, when you start having those dispensaries dispensaries in Florida, Nevada, California start opening up. Once those licenses go out, I believe in March, you're going to have some of the first licenses handed out. If somebody knows exactly the date, you can correct me. But I think you got some catalysts coming. I think it's just about being a little bit patient. But I think you've got a following. I think you're okay. I think you're okay, and I wouldn't let what happened today scare you too much.
The thing that was worrying me was I was watching the time and sales all day today, and then I noticed when it dropped, I think it was around 14 cents, somebody put in a large buy order for like 1.2 million shares.
Yeah.
And then that got me guessing, like, is that another person trying to take a large position again? Then once it reaches up to, the new high, they're just going to dump it again. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'm looking at the, and again, that's why I tell people to get Twitter, because there's an account called Scans, Get Scans, SCANZ, is at GET Scans, SCANZ. And they put up all the block trades that happened in MJNA. And I do see 150,000 shares, which I think is a $70,000 order at 15 cents. And then another, let me see here, is another $70,000 order in MJNA at 15 cents. Another 125,000 at 15 cents. This is another $65,000 at 15 cents. So, yeah, I mean, there's big buys here at that 14, 15 cent level. And I'm a believer. I think long term, I think smart money sees something in MJNA. And, I don't know why that happened. I don't know for whatever reason, but I think MJNA at these prices, it's a steal. And I think a month from now, 2 months from now, we're going to be all impressed with where the stock is. I honestly believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're just going to have to be a little bit patient, though. You're going to have to be patient.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you about. Thanks, man.
Not a problem. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's so funny because I see that order he's talking about. Let me put that on the screen here. Let me go ahead and clip that out. And I'm going to show you guys the account that I'm talking about here, called Get Scans. And, let me see, MJNA. And it's a really good way to capture or way to see. And again, it's not one you got to follow all day. You just kind of browse and see what they got going on. But here's the order right there. Here's the order right there. Let me see if somebody do that math. Somebody can do that math. I don't know why my calculator app is fucking up. But yeah, 14 cents times 360,000. Who's got a calculator? To do that? Somebody tell me how big that order is. Wheat stocks have been really slow. The hype is down. Yeah, the hype is down, but overall, it looks pretty good. It's a long-term hold. $54,000. There we go. $54,000, man. That's a big order. 718. What's up?
Yo, Sal.
Hey, what's going on with you? Who am I speaking with?
My name's Chris. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, Sorry, my throat's a little clogged. I was looking around. I just started trading like not too long ago. I'm still kind of young. I was looking around, and I found this hot stock, bro. Oh my god, the name. Let me tell you the name. It's let me find my phone real quick. Excuse me. It's SDD or something. I'm trying to find it. Wait. It's boy.
Hello? Okay. Nobody, you didn't even do it right, bro. At least do it right. I mean, nobody even heard what he said. Nobody even heard what you said, dude. See, he was trying to troll, but nobody even heard what you said. You didn't even do it right. That's hilarious. That's a complete fail. Yeah, Ellie, I had a feeling too. I had a feeling I was going to do that. Because most traders, they get on the phone, they know what, they get straight to the point. When he didn't even know what ticker, I already knew this guy was full of shit. I already knew this guy was full of shit. For those guys, I just wanna, I just wanna play,
Whenever life gets you down, keeps you wearing a frown, and the gravy train has left you behind. And when you're all out of hope, down at the end of your rope, and nobody's there to throw you a line. If you ever get so low that you don't know which way to go, come on and take a walk in my shoes. Never worry about a thing, got the world on a string, 'cause I've got the cure for all of my blues. I take a look at my enormous penis, and my troubles start melting away. I take a look at my enormous penis, and the happy times are coming to stay. I gotta sing and I dance when I glance in my pants, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis, and everything is going my way.
Yes, indeed.
Everybody! Take a look at my enormous penis, and my troubles start melting away. I take a look at my enormous penis, and the happy times are coming to stay. Yeah, I got great big amounts in the place where it counts, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis, and everything is going my way. My trouser monster, everything is going my way. My meat is burger, everything is going my way.
Your size doesn't matter.
Everything is going my way.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's going my way, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is going my way. Everything is going my way. All the hate in the world, man. I just look down and I got a big ass dick, and I'm just, that puts a smile on my face at the end of the day. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Yes, indeed. Let me see here. 4Q. 4Q. For Licensing Corp. Okay, 300% gain. Damn, okay. Well, that's what's up. 300% gain. That's a good move. Yes, indeed. 4Q. I got to put that on the, not too many buys. I don't know. It's kind of one of those ones that kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, he's gonna get he should have got the toilet. I got an abbreviated version of that too. I'm gonna start using for guys who call up too on that fuck nigga bullshit. PARN. Treasure Hunter, what's up, man?
Wow, that is fucking crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a funny song, man.
Right? Man, what are you going to come up with next, man? I got to say. I
found it on YouTube, man. It was just funny as hell, man. And I just thought it'd be a great way to, segment it to something else when a hater calls up. You know what I mean? Just hating on people getting an education. I don't see what's.
For sure. Well, what it is, man, he had a bad trading day, and we all making money, so, he just frowning, that's all. I just had to call him and say, man, that's fucking hilarious, man. That's awesome, bro. Keep
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Treasure Hunter. Appreciate it, man.
Anytime.
Yes, indeed. Hey, VNR, I saw that VNR call, that VNR post there, too, man. Shout out to VNR. It's about time that did something, man. It's about time that stock did something. VNR. TITXF. Let me get up out of here because I know you guys got things to do. Everybody say, man, can you keep the show under an hour? Because I'm trying to watch it and it's just so long. Can you keep the show under an hour? Like, it's so hard because we start talking and, so many tickers, you gotta, all the work that you put into it, it's worth it in the end when you get the profit. It's worth it in the end. I so many people think that, this is something you can spend 15 minutes doing. I'd love to get to that point where I can just, pick a stock and 15 minutes later I've made my decision and I never have to do any research ever again. For that night into the next trading day. I figure if you got 30 years of experience into it, then I bet you can do that. I bet you can do that. Yeah, man, there's no shortcut to making money in this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People don't, right, exactly, Jerry Williams. What's good, Devin Miller? Tim Grittani trading tickers. Yeah, that's a good one too. Tim Grittani is a good video, even though I clown on him a lot. He's got a decent video. Right. Thank you, Coralie. Yeah. So shout out to Big Shag for the call. But yeah, Big Shag, if you learn that slow stochastics, we'll take a lesson. Give us a call. Would love to learn on that indicator and learn how that indicator works and how best to trade that. All right, because I think everybody's got their indicator, but I don't know if everybody, and I don't know if I personally have found like that one. I know RSI is like, so far it's that one. MACD is probably number 2. Obviously, Bollinger Bands, that's probably the number 3 for me. And, that's changed over the last 4 or 5 months. I used to like some other ones. But I still, you have to find that one that you really get comfortable with. And everybody's kind of got their own. What's going on, Craig G? So I'd love to learn about anything else that anybody has. That you got an indicator we don't talk about, but you feel like that's your one and you'd love to teach other people about it, let us know. We're more than happy to have a class with you over it. 520, what's up? 520. 520, you there? All right. Take care. All right, just another person who just wants to hear us breathe. I don't know. What's going on, Charles Page? Yes, indeed. All right, so let me go ahead and Let me post these tickers we talked about today. I'll post these tickers we talked about today for Q. Pretty good list. You know, some stuff that's moving. And again, that's all we talk about here because that's what you guys bring up to my attention. And we share that with everybody in the chat room. So that was the list today. Like always, if you don't have some good videos to teach you how to trade, please visit the Discord room. I know some guys had already put up the Discord room in the chat room. Please join the Discord room. If you don't know what you're doing, you need some advice, those guys in the Discord room will be happy to help you. I'll be back tomorrow. Because it's been a short week. I know we didn't, last week was kind of short, so I want to catch up on some episodes here. So I'll be back tomorrow just to see where we are with the stocks we put out today and how, the week is shaping up into next week where we have a full week. I think the next break we have is Martin Luther King Day, which I want to say it's the 15th, right? Or the 16th. I think we got a short week on the 16th. So next week is our first full week of trading for January. So we've got to make sure that going into next week that we're really well prepared. I know, that's how I feel. Like I got to really, when we're going to have a very full week of trading, got to get the mind right. And what stocks are you looking to trade at this, what are you looking to carry? What are you looking to swing for these next 30 days going into February and beyond? All right. I said do a 24-hour show. Oh my God, that's be insane. We're gonna have to institute breaks and shit. I'm actually gonna institute some breaks and shit, where I'll put up a video just to so I can take a fucking shit. I mean, sometimes I'm sitting here and I gotta take a fucking shit so fucking bad. I'm like, man, if I don't end this fucking show and then somebody brings up a good stock that just has me talking and I forget the fact that I gotta take a shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. So next week is the first full week. So, we want to make sure that we got some good stocks going in the next week. Oh yeah, man. Sometimes I just be like, man, I really need to fucking take a dump. But this guy won't get off the fucking phone so I can end this show and take a fucking dump. You know what I mean? So, but then, the ticker will be like something that I was researching that day or something like that. And all of a sudden that feeling where, you're about to take a sunshiny day. I just look at my penis. All right. So, I'm still online. Oh, what's going on, guys? Okay. So yeah, just to wrap up the show, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Same time, same place, and more tickers tomorrow. Obviously, you guys know the number, 305-600-2896 if you got a good ticker for us. I got to institute something where you guys come into the chat room. And then, hey, I'm about to call in, and then you call in. So we're going to do some shit like that, to avoid these trolls so we can keep it growing. You know what I'm saying? So, Yes, indeed. So, thank you for joining us. We had the little tech issues here and there, but we got to get that shit cleared up. In just a bit. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you don't have any videos to watch, join me. Send me an email, happypennystocks@gmail.com. happypennystocks@gmail.com. I will send you the link. To get some download videos. I'm going to be making some videos tonight to post up for some credit stuff. You guys know, I do my credit hustle on the side. So shout out to everybody in the chat room. Good night, Max Trader. Yes, indeed. Good night, Roderick Gray, Thriller Ali, 00, Londell Carter, Matt R, Michael B, Max Trader, Londell Carter, Erica Looper, Devin Miller, Jerry Williams. Yes, indeed. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on the show. The Tom G. Who else in here? Ja Warrior, MD Cruz, Erasto, Brian T, Lee Yu, who says 510 Brantley. So many people in here. Bill Betts. What's going on, Bill Betts? So quiet, man. So quiet, Bill. It's been a while since you called into the show too, Bill. I talk to Bill almost every day on Twitter, but he barely calls in. I think he's called in like 2 times. Alex711, Nick Flips. Yes, indeed. Coralie Montez, thank you, the beautiful Coralie Montez. Thank you for joining me. 3 Hooks, what's on, man? I'm on my way out of here. Can you call me tomorrow morning? Yeah, you can call me tomorrow morning. If not, Jerry, just send me an email. If I don't pick up, send me an email. Sometimes I'll be out and about, and I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions, or just send me your phone number and I can give you a call back. That probably actually might even work better. Just send me an email with your number. I can give you a call and whatever questions you want to answer about it. John Drinkwater, thank you, man. Good night, bro. Penny Chaser, thank you. Appreciate that, Penny Chaser. Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. Get Mo Doe. Good night, sir. Good night, Cadillac. Yes, indeed. So thank you guys so much. Let me go ahead and wrap things up here. So shout out to everybody in the chat room. Let me post that up again, our list for tonight. Again, if you don't have the education, man, please reach out to somebody in the Discord room. Get yourself educated, man. You got to get yourself educated with this. Don't be left behind. As I said earlier, you got articles. You can pull it up on Fortune magazine. Over the next 20 years, over $80 billion over the next 20 years will be transferred from the generation, what's it called? What's that generation that fought in World War II and shit? Baby boomers. There you go. The baby boomer generation is going to transfer, over $80 billion to their, dependents, and through the stock market. That money's going to go through somebody. And I want you guys to at least get a piece of that, because a lot of their money is trapped in stocks. We can all get a piece of that. That's why, I want everybody to get abreast of this knowledge, man. So you can, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you can actually enjoy your retirement and not be that old person, greeting people at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Or at that Amazon Go store. Talking about is your phone charged and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Get your money up so you can spend, when you got that gray hair, you can enjoy that life. Thank you, 3 Hooks, for posting that. Thank you, 3 Hooks, posted that. There it is in the Discord room, or right there in the chat room. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Take care. 8:30. Probably 8:45. Y'all know, man, I'm black, so I get here when I want to get here. When you don't work for the white man, you show up whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. I'll see y'all later, man. Deuces.